Hi everyone, my name is Ding Fan, and today I'm giving a presentation on Axon's AI ethic boards resigned over taser-armed drones. The company doubled down. The author's name is Ys Olumhans, and she was a native New Yorker who got her master's in journalism at Columbia University. And currently she's a reporter at the Markup, where she covers ways that government agencies use technologies. This article was published on September 13, 2023, after the event that Axon Enterprises CEO announced that the company had formally started developing taser-equipped drones that look like this. And this happened less than 10 days after the Robb Elementary School shooting in Texas. So this article discusses some key points regarding Axon Enterprises' plan and some of the ethical concerns surrounding this technology. So first, it was the CEO of Axon Enterprises, Rick Smith. He announced the development of these drones, suggesting that they could save lives by disabling school shooters in school shooting. And then Axon's ethic board, who had previously recommended against this project, they do not consider these drones as a solution for school shootings. And these board members were very surprised by Smith's announcement that they lost faith in him. And this resulted in most of them resigning from the company. These former board members also have many concerns, such as physical risk of these taser drones and privacy issues due to surveillance cameras. However, despite these concerns, Rick Smith insisted to develop this technology. And at the meantime, he also acquired a company that specifically focused on making drones just to help him with this project. Overall, the author presents a very well-rounded view of the complexity of the situation. The potential for these drones to enhance public safety is compelling, especially with the increasing concern on mass shootings recently. But the ethical and social concerns they raised, they cannot be overlooked because there are still many problems with this project, like a lack of consultation with the board and potential risk of injury for children at school. And I think it's important that it needs further independent testing just to make sure that these drones can actually contribute to public safety. And overall, I do agree with the author's main point, because although I think it's a very innovative way to prevent public shootings, it's also important that these technologies are being pursued responsibly, that the developers should thoroughly consider all the potential impacts of these drones. Of course, these weaponized drones, they raise ethical concerns. Like the most immediate concern is the use of force through remote technology. Is the technology really mature to be remotely deployed? Right now, probably not. And the potential for injury caused by the tasers. This raised the question about responsibility. So who is accountable when a drone hurts someone innocent? Is it the operator? Is it the school? Or is it the company? And the third ethical concern is that the deployment of these drones can lead to increased surveillance. And this raise privacy concerns. So to what aspect should we surveillance a school? If these drones are deployed, it means that the schools should be surveillanced continuously because the shooters can attack anytime. And the last ethical concern is transparency. So without public trust, these drones would be seen by the public as the police just making decisions on their own without anyone's approval. Overall, I think this article contradicts my framework, which is utilitarianism. Because first of all, utilitarianism is about doing more good over more harm. And the risk of injury and the misuse, they break this basic principle because they can lead to more harm. And a common use of these drones, they can lead to more surveillance and police presence over the long term. From a utilitarianism perspective, if the long-term social cost outweighs the immediate benefits, then the technology is viewed as negatively. The second article I have is theoretizing the advent of weaponized drones as techniques of domestic paramilitary policing. And this article was published in 2019 by Oliver Davis. This was after the killing of Mika Johnson by Dallas police using a teleguided exploding robot. And it's important because it's the first known example of using a killer drone by US law enforcement. And the reason I picked this article is, although it doesn't specifically address the use of weaponized drones in school, it does raise several points that can be seen as an indirect contradiction to the first article. So the first is the presence of these drones could have a psychological impact on students because it would create an atmosphere of fear, which is very harmful to learning and growing. And the article also advocates for exploring some of the less aggressive approaches. So in the context of schools, it would mean prioritizing mental health support and community engagement. The third is applying this technology to school settings. They raise concerns on creating a military environment in educational spaces where it's meant to be safe or educational. And ultimately, I think it's important to balance public safety and technology safety, not just in school situations, but also in the general public as well. And my view on these drones is that right now, I think there are better solutions to improving safety. And it's best if these drones are deployed after the technology is very mature and has been thoroughly tested. That's the end of the presentation. Thank you.